Michelle Combs.
Hello.
Hey, sister, how are you? I'm like, oh my gosh.
I see you, Jessica. I'm trying to get my cousin logged on. It's her first one.
And my girlfriend was just asking if there was a code. Is there a code somewhere?
You'll do fine.
Do you see a code somewhere that we would give to someone?
No, but you got to make sure. Well, yes. So she type in the www.truepowerhour.com.
Yeah.
Or is she just trying to log in
her
Zoom
now.
account?
My girlfriend Jen and her hubby Corey. Hi, Cor. Where's your wife, Cor? Oh. We're just waiting on Elisa.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, my Wi-Fi was being silly. So you have to have her type in the www.truepowerhour.com.
Yeah, we got it. Thank you.
All right, so let me go get my cousin in now. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, Jessica, I see you. I got you. Hello, everyone. While we're jumping on, just drop in the chat where you are from. I always like to know where everyone is from, so just put in the chat option where you're joining us from tonight. I'm in Florida. Hot here in Florida too, Debbie. Hot, hot, hot.
I like the blonde, Elisa.
Thank you. I just washed it today. It was like a really big day to wash and blow dry it at this same day. That's a lot for me. It doesn't happen very often. Give everybody just a couple minutes to get on. If you're in group pages, group chats, go ahead and send out some reminders. That's always good. And our numbers always spike right on time. So we'll get started at about 7:02. So if you have any group pages, reminders, group chats, remind some people. If you're just joining us, just drop in the chat where you are from, where you're joining us from tonight. Atlanta, I know it's hot there. You don't even have to tell me. I walked to my garage. I told Matt, I'm like, I walked inside, I walked to the garage, and I'm sweating, and it's 7:00 at night.
Here in upstate New York, the next 2 days are supposed to be the hottest days that we've had in 10 years.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that it gets so cold there and so hot. Like that it's just, your weather is so diverse.
Oh yeah, welcome to New York. Yeah.
I love it.
You wouldn't love it if you had 7 months of snow.
No.
But it definitely makes us appreciate the nice weather. So that's
right. Snow is, oh my gosh, I'll have to tell you sometime some of my skiing stories. Like anytime I think it's a good idea to like go somewhere where it's cold, I'm like, why did I do this?
once you get there. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, forever. My oldest and Matt like to snow, and Matt snowboards and Ty can ski, but Huntley and I are like, but I'm cool.
Well,
like,
you have to take
look
up
at it.
skiing.
Yeah, I've given it a couple tries. Like I tried it one time and hated it. Everybody's like, oh, you have to try again. And I tried. So I'm like, I'm positive I hate it because I've tried it 2 times.
Right. 3 times a charm.
It's like so much clothes. Yeah, I'm like, you have to put on all these clothes and then you get hot and you have to carry all this stuff and just, it's just so much. I can't do it.
Bathing
Talking about
suits are
skiing.
just so much easier.
Yeah. And easier to carry around and less luggage, and the list goes on and on.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone. No sweating in Canada. I'm headed to Canada tomorrow. I'm headed to Vancouver. We leave for a cruise out of Vancouver. My first trip to Canada
That's awesome.
ever. It's my first trip to Canada, so I'm excited. I'm going to go let my dogs out really quick, and then we're going to get started. So if you're just joining us, send out those reminders, Power Hour, group chats, group messages, and our numbers always spike, and we'll get started in just about 1 minute. Drop in the chat where you're joining us from. All righty. Well, it is 7:02. I'm going to go ahead. Well, here in my world, it's 7:02. I'm going to go ahead and start recording and go ahead and get started because I want to try to keep us on time. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Happy Thursday. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Elisa Cowart. I'm a 7-star director here at True Vision Health, and this is Power Hour. So thank you for joining us. So by special request, we have Miss Jessica Marshall. This is something, if you're new to Power Hour or if you've never seen it before, we do a little bit of training, we do a little bit of interviewing, but Jessica was a special request because I don't know if you all noticed but when we were doing the top recruiting prizes, Jessica was killing it. So I had a special request. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but I want to get started with Jessica. For those of you who know nothing about those on that know nothing about you, know nothing about your story, tell us a little bit about your business, how you got involved, your story. Just give us the lowdown.
Okie dokie. Well, my name's Jessica Marshall. I live in upstate New York. And before finding True, I was always a super independent woman, like to pay all my own bills, all of that. Met my husband, who at the time was a 4th generation farmer. A long story short, by the time we had our 3rd baby, we decided that I should leave my dream job that I absolutely loved, working at a golf club, paid winters off. We've had our 3rd baby now, and he was, I don't know, maybe 7 months old. I was definitely not losing the weight from breastfeeding like they say you do. And I happened to come across my upline Kyla Helms post on a Facebook garage sale post. And I started with the 7-day decision pack, which I say 7-day decision pack. I know on those, it says sample pack. I don't ever say that. I am a very frugal person. If I see sample, I think free. So that's one thing that I make sure that myself and all of my team always says decision pack. We never say sample pack. But anyway, so I started with that, and I knew on the third day that it was something I really liked. I could keep up with my kids and all of that. And about 4 weeks into trying it, my girlfriend started to notice, asking me what it was that I was doing. And that's how it all went on from there, slowly but surely.
Awesome. And what kind, I mean, if you've never seen Jessica, she looks amazing, by the way.
Thanks,
so I
lady.
want you to know that. So what did you actually lose, Jessica?
So I have lost, I don't really get on the scale at all anymore. I've lost 22 pounds the last time that I did weigh myself, but I'm constantly measuring, and I really think that that's important. And I try to make sure that everybody that orders from me does do that. Don't pay attention to the scale. That's very discouraging. So I did start in a size 12, and I am now a size 6, and I haven't been a size 6 since I wasn't a size 6 even in high school. So and the energy alone, I lose my mind one child at a time, about 30 times a day. And this gives me the energy to really just keep up and stay active. And when they do fall asleep, I am still being able to go down and throw in a load of laundry. And the biggest thing is I'm not eating their leftovers off the table like I used to, whatever's left on their plate. This really helps curb my appetite a lot. So that's definitely helped.
I love that. And what products do you take every day, Jessica? You personally, what does your schedule look like of products?
So I stick with the main combo, the orange and the blue, the True Fix and the True Control. I just recently started adding in the balance. I absolutely love it. I don't know exactly how to pinpoint it, what exactly it is that I love about it. I have noticed that maybe it's done more of what maybe the detox should do, kind of flatten me out a little bit. I feel really good adding in the detox. I just add in one a day. I do the Renew at night and the Heart and Hydration, but I do have to tell you that my kids and my husband probably drink way more Heart and Hydration than I do. So they love it. They love the watermelon. I love the grapefruit. And that's kind of what I stick with right now.
That's awesome. Just for fun in the chat, everyone drop your favorite flavor of Heart and Hydration. I always love this because there's always it blows up. It's usually watermelon, but we'll see who wins tonight.
Yeah, watermelon's so good.
I honestly love them all. I change it up.
Me too.
My husband likes original. My kids like grape. I like watermelon and I like grapefruit. So it's just kind of like a constant toss up at our house. But I think watermelon's been a real winner for most.
It's very refreshing, especially for somewhere where it's super hot. It's really hits the spot. I think that the original, not a lot of people have really tried, and it's really good. It's kind of one of our things that flies under the radar, and it's my little boy's favorite. So original.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the True Fix for flavor purposes. If you like the liquid True Fix, I would say their flavors are pretty comparable to me personally. I blend them holding out for lemon. That's a good one. I think lemon would be good too, refreshing. So that's awesome. Like I said, I was just curious what people were doing. So, all right, let's get into that sample pack. So is that something you traditionally start with when you're talking to people, or do you just try to get them, into the monthly combo, or what is your tactic? Because everyone's is a little bit different.
Well, when I do first start talking with someone, I think that it's super important to build a relationship, of course. I know that you hear it all the time, but I just wanted to say this before I forget, because I didn't jot this down. The other day was my birthday, and I had someone from another company send me this long spammy thing without even checking my Facebook profile first or anything, and it was my birthday, and she sent me this long thing, and she didn't even say happy birthday to me. So of course I didn't even bother reading it. So it's super important, I think, to make sure that you do check their profile, see if they're having a bad day or whatever. Sometimes maybe you shouldn't message someone on a certain day. Do you know what I mean? It's important to check there first. So what I do is I build a relationship. I see, what it is that they need help with. I think that being genuine and really learning about the person is definitely super key. I don't ever send anything spammy at all. It's never 100 emojis, spammy stuff, because I know when somebody sends something like that to me, 9 times out of 10, I do not read it. I don't even waste my time, because what they're sending to me is obviously what they're sending to everybody else. So I try to make it, just from the heart, or, you know, hey lady, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while, or something like that. So I sometimes start with a decision pack. My first question when they are ready to talk about the products, my very first question is, how are you about eating breakfast and lunch and drinking water throughout the day? That's the very first thing that I ask them. If they say, you know, I'm really good about drinking water, not so good about eating breakfast, you know, then I will go ahead and I will tell them, you know, right now we have a great special going. It has a month of our main combo. It has a box of our protein meal replacement shakes. Breakfast and lunch is key with this. So, and our body needs the protein to help us lose weight. So these are super important and they're great for on the go. That's how I bring up the protein meal replacement shake. If they say they're not great about drinking water as well, I'll add in the heart and hydration. You know, I'll kind of get the feel of it so that I know what to talk to them about. If they say they're not regular, of course, the detox. Then I'll send them some information on the detox on each thing. So I kind of talk with them, and I don't ever try to seem pushy. I don't ever throw numbers out there. And if, you know, once they do say, how much is that? Then I will let them know. If you don't hear anything for a few minutes, that's how you know maybe it's out of their price range. Maybe they're not sure. You know, some things are a little more expensive to someone when maybe their priorities aren't right there. So then I say, you know, we do have this great special right now. It's got a 7-day decision pack of our main combo that I just told you about. And it has a full-size shaker bottle with a protein meal replacement shake and a heart and hydration packet that's super easy. You just mix it with your water. And that includes your shipping, you know, and then that's how I'll start them if it's quiet. If it's not, you know, how much is that? Or if they frown on the price or whatever, because our product does sell itself, right? So, so that's how I go about that. I'm deciding, you know, and then
I love that.
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
I think the important thing to realize here, guys, is she's not an expert at everything, but she knows the products well enough to offer the right products to the customer. So I think that that's something across the board. We have a lot of amazing products. So I encourage you all, you know the basics. We don't have to know the exact formula. We don't have to know, you know, every detail about it. I've been doing this for over 5 years. I just had my 5-year anniversary and I still don't know every ingredient to every product. That's not important. What is important is that you know enough to point them in the right direction for them to have the tools for success. Because without this knowledge that they're going to get from you, so I applaud you on that, Jessica, like you're very well educated on the products, or at least to me, you are. You know what I mean? You may not be an expert. You may not know everything.
I think it's very important. I don't want to buy something from someone that they don't, you know, really know anything about. So I do try to look into everything. And I think it definitely comes with it. And your team members will help you. And if you pay attention to power hours like this and Zoom meetings, everything you pick stuff up from, you know, and jot things down. And another thing that I also do, if they can't really decide on what package to get, or, you know, one, it might be too expensive for people to buy all 3 things. I totally get it. I completely understand. I say, hey, you know, why don't you start with what I feel is the best for you? And I'm going to send you a packet of the heart and hydration in the mail to try, you know, and it's really awesome to get something in the mail. You know, I love getting an envelope with the new grapefruit heart and hydration in it. Like that to me is, I get so excited about it. I don't need a free month combo. Anything in the mail is awesome. So, and then you're also building a relationship with that person where they're like, okay, you know, she does care. You know, you can be the most beautiful, rich person in the world. You don't need any of that. You just have to care, you know? So if they're feeling like you care, then they're probably going to want to do business with you, you know? It's all about being genuine, I think.
That's awesome. You make it very personal. I love that. And I think that's why you're a rock star recruiter, because
thanks, sister.
Really need to take this into consideration, what she's saying, because she's leading the way when it comes to recruiting people. So obviously you love on them. Do you work the cold at all, Jessica? Do you have a customer page? What does that look like? Because I don't know what your day-to-day operations look like at all. I just know you're awesome. So
my day-to-day is definitely, like I said, losing my mind one child at a time. On the 1st of every Monday on the first day of the new week, I will print up my report. Reports are huge. If you're not familiar on reports, talk to your sideline, talk to your upline, send me a message. I'd be happy to help you. I didn't even realize how great they were until probably a year into it, 7 months into it.
Okay, let's stop you right here. If they're only running one report, like what one report do you think is the most important report?
Previous week, last week, so that you know who it is that you need to check up in on for this week. You know what I mean? You know that it's been 7 days. You know that you've got to, hey, congratulations, you got your package. Super excited for you. I give little pointers. I'll say, make sure you keep extra in your purse, drink lots of water, keep it in your car, set an alarm on your phone. I also, as soon as someone orders from me, I send them a getting started packet, which I would be happy to share just in a file online. And I send them their login link, because if you do not do that, they will 9 times out of 10, every single person, how do I go on to order again? Or, so send them the login link. It's super easy. And then they can, as soon as they order, I say, hey, here's your login link, put in your password. You can go in and check out all the other awesome products that we have and let me know if I can help you answer any questions with that. I think that that's super important to do as well, to check in and do that. But you were asking about like who it is that I share the products with. On my Messenger, I use my phone for pretty much everything. This is like the 4th time I've really used my laptop, because I can run my reports right from Bluetooth and everything on my phone, from my wireless printer. So I change the colors in my chats on Messenger. And if someone has asked me, if Trisha has asked me, 2 months ago about it, and I didn't really hear back from her, I'll make her a certain color, and I have it all written down of what color represents, prospect, what color represents someone that's ordered. And I think that that's an easy way to organize it. It's not super beautifully organized, but that way, you can glance at the color and be like, oh my gosh, I need to check in on this person, if you're not.
That's a great golden nugget, guys. I hope you all heard that, because it's the first time I've ever heard that type of follow-up. So that is good stuff right there. I love that, Jessica. That's really good. So awesome. I want everyone to take a minute. How do you change the colors in the chat? It'll say info, and you can change the color of the chat. It's really easy. So just play around with that. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that is a great golden nugget. So whatever, if something's not working for your follow-up, you're like, I'm missing this, give this color chat a try. That is awesome, Jessica. Okay, continue. Awesome. I'm sorry.
So no, that's totally cool. So I'm not pushy. I'm not like, okay, it's been a week and I haven't heard from this person. Before I was. I think that the less pushy you are and the more genuine you are, and just staying, in contact with them is so much better, because if not, they're going to be like, every time I hear from this girl, she only wants to sell me something, so I try to look at how I would buy something from you, how I would be, what I want to hear from you. So that's really what I do. I haven't been doing the yard sale sites for a very long time, but what I did do is fill up a very large notebook with everything that all the names that I have talked with. So randomly I'll go in and look, because Messenger only goes down so far, especially with the colors and stuff. I was talking with my girl Nikki the other night, and she was saying that such a great point. If you go onto your yard sale post, say Florida yard sale post, and you type in up at the top your name, every time that you have posted something for a garage sale site, your things will come up, and then all the people's names that have commented on it will pop up. Do you know what I mean? So I thought that was awesome. I missed that power hour on that. So I thought that was so cool. So I will start doing that again. And really word of mouth, I've been doing a lot of referral things. If I see that my girlfriend's doing great on it, somebody that I obviously never met my girlfriend, I mean, someone that orders from me, I will message her and be like, oh my gosh, you're down 19 pounds. That is amazing. I don't know if I've ever told you, but I do have an awesome referral system. If you refer me, 5 names, and I reach out to them and they decide to try a product, I'd be happy to send you something in the mail. And I've done that quite a few times. And when I do send that something to someone, a free week or whatever, they will post on my wall, or they'll post on their wall, just came home to this, I'm feeling great, and tag me in it. And that helps, like I said, just little small things like that really make people happy, at least the people that I want to hang with, makes them happy.
So it's a smart idea. You're using your warm market to attract their warm market, even though you don't know them. So in essence, it's a cold market, but she's using her warm market, and that basically piggybacking off that. So yes, it is cold market, but you're using your warm market to do it. So I love that. That's a great idea. So we've gotten some great nuggets from Jessica. Let's recap those really quick, because I'm going through these. Sending out something, a sample. If you have Heart and Hydration, I agree with you. That's a great, easy product. Slip in the mail, makes them feel important, lets them get a little try. Customer service is obviously very important to you, and that's how we keep people around. Also sends them tips for getting started. Nice little reminders. I'll tell you, I'll do business with someone. I'm like you. I'll do business with someone over and over again based solely on customer service. And I can tell you, that's something you're obviously very good at, is customer service, because that's always my number one priority. And that's what keeps people coming back. Even if they're struggling with the product, if you're offering them a good service with great tips and good follow-up and an occasional thank you so much, here's a Heart and Hydration, that's pretty awesome. So I encourage you all. These are really good nuggets. Changing the chat, organizing your follow-up by chat colors, just another tool. May work for you, may not, but I mean, what a great way. I've never heard that, to be honest. And then she talked about, if you have previously posted in yard sale sites or the cold market system or whatever, going and searching your name, and it pulls it all back up. She also has a notebook full of everyone that she has talked to. Essentially, she has a list, and she refers back to that list on occasion when she's like, hey, I need somebody else to talk to. She has a notebook full of people to talk to. And then, of course, asking for referrals. So those are really great nuggets, Jessica. Do you have a customer page or a prospect page that you work in, or like a shared?
Yes. Our team, my upline Kyla, our sidelines, Ashley Lefevre, and upline Danielle Tippin. I mean, everybody in our group, I'm just obsessed with and love. And Kyla's super organized, and we all work together. We make sure that we do our weekly things. Everybody posts in it. We post in it every other day. That's another thing I will also do. As soon as someone sends me a message, hopefully we all get them from people. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling awesome. This energy is great. I will just nicely reply with, that is so cool. I'm so happy for you. Would you mind writing something in our private group, in our informative page? Would be really appreciative. You never know who you're going to help. And if not, no biggie, no worries. Usually they do. Usually they're like, yeah, sure. So that helps too. If you do have a customer page, they don't just want to hear just from you. They want to hear from other people. So to get people to do that really helps, So that's good.
That's awesome. Again, asking people, because most times, like, I know people ask me to do something 9 out of 10 times, I will. If I can help someone. So you guys, I feel like we're probably missing a lot of shots simply by not asking. And so what if they don't go?
What have you got to lose?
Page? It's not hurting anything to ask. Exactly. So you have an amazing, I know they have a great system, and you all work very well together. So that's awesome. So right now, when someone comes to you, obviously you talk to them about, what they want and what they need. What would you say your best selling products are? What would you say you sell the most of?
Of course, the main count, the True Fix and the True Control, for sure.
Pill form, you would say?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. When someone asks me about like breaking a plateau, I will be recommending the Balance. But I do recommend, the bag of just the True Fix. People are having great results with the blue stick at night, after dinner or before dinner. And I think that helps too.
Adding that in, I think it's a good idea. And this is something I recommend. I always have for a long time. Just another tip for people when it comes to, breaking a plateau, I always tell them, keep taking the True Fix and lay off whatever sister product they're taking for about 5 days, and then add it back in. Sometimes it jumpstarts the body. And now we have so many other things, like you said, you can add in the Balance, we can add in the Renew, just being educated on those. So, that's awesome. So let's start back. When did you see the light? Like, I'm going to build a business with this. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So that is funny. And I tell anybody who ever asks me about sharing, and I know that starting out, we all want to build and build and build, but that's not always the case. And people will come, I think I've learned anyway, will come to you when they're ready to start sharing. So that, if you're just starting out, don't let it discourage you if people aren't like, okay, I want to start sharing. Where we live, no one has ever heard of True Vision. I was literally on my phone for about 9 months, every second of the day, obviously taking care of my kids as well. My husband coming home from work, like, will you get off your phone? I was trying to see the bigger picture, but I was literally on my phone 24/7. It was just me. It was just me for a very long time. But again, I saw that, the compensation plan. If you ever need to see the compensation plan, YouTube, there's so many great things. So I was just trying to see the bigger picture. And again, I believed in something. I believed in this. I believed in helping people. And I saw the bigger picture. So stick with it. And that's how it started. All of my time went into True Vision. All of it.
Yeah, I understand. Been there, done that, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I want to just add this suggestion for people that are listening. Talk with your spouse, talk with your children. If they're old enough to understand, say, hey, look, I'm really going to put my nose to the ground and I'm going to build this thing, and just watch. Just give me like 6 months or 6 weeks or, and just watch. And we'll kind of transition into that. When did your husband see the light? Because I know you.
Oh my gosh, this is such a funny story. We were in Costa Rica. And at first my husband was kind of like, I think that we need a power hour with the husbands to speak. I think that would be super helpful. But anyways, we were in Costa Rica and it was the first night because we went there for Club 90 and we got back to our bungalow. And my husband was like, after talking to other people and talking to the other husbands, he was like ecstatic. He's like, babe, when we get you home, we have to rent you a spot at the mall. We've got to look and see what the inserts in the paper can be. And as soon as we got home that following Monday, he was at work and he called me and he was like, I've got these price quotes on how much it's going to be to put inserts in papers. And I think he really saw the light from hearing from others and seeing other husbands and, and it helps. It helps. So going to functions and stuff and bringing them is very helpful.
Seeing the light. That's something I always teach and preach about. If you win a Club 90, excellent. What a great way to introduce your spouse. If you can get to an event, a great way to introduce your spouse. So they don't think we're in this crazy cult and it's just us. It's so real. Like you said, when they get involved and they see and they're like, this is what we're doing. And there's other people doing this. We're not just crazy. I know when I first started out many moons ago, about 8 years ago, my kids were even old enough then that I said, okay, my goal is I want to hit this rank and then we're going to go to, the goal was to go to Atlantis. That's what I told my kids. I'm like, just give me this long and then we're going to go to Atlantis. And it was so freeing, when I was able to show them, we did this and now we're going on this trip and now we're doing this. So I encourage you all, if your children are old enough, make them a goal that they can see. If they like to do stuff or, have a goal or whatever, give them a visual of what they can do. And it just makes it a lot easier for their understanding and, just seeing and doing things. So I just wanted to mention that while you're doing this full time. Is this what you do all day, every day? Or do you have hours now that you're kind of in it or found a routine, or what does that look like for you?
I honestly do not have a routine. I think it's awesome to have one, but I am horrible even with my children in the summertime, especially with a routine. I definitely, when it goes back into play and stuff, I do not answer right away to anybody's messages, almost kind of on purpose, because our time does cost money. So during school hours, I drop them off at school and I focus on the Monday morning thing. I focus from 8:30 until 9:30 and then I'll go and do my stuff. And then, throughout the day and then always at night, once my kids are in bed from 9 to 11, I actually have my time set. I like to be in contact with people in Australia and South Africa. There's times my husband gets up to go to work. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm talking to a lady in Australia, learning the time zones and all of that is super important. Learning what products can go, like our Gen 1 that everybody loves that we can't get here in the US and they can get in Australia. I think that getting, being in contact with people in Australia is important. So
I love that. I want to point this out. She knows, and I have people come to me, can we sell this? I don't do business in X amount of markets. That doesn't mean that you can't, but it's not your upline's responsibility to have that knowledge. If you want to do business outside of the US market, it is your responsibility to know the laws, the rules, the product availability. Don't just go into some market blindly, because one, you're going to cause problems, and two, it's going to cause a lot of chaos, right? You're not going to be able to help these people.
And it's like everybody that I tell, like in our chats, in our group, in my downline, I'll be here at the drop of a dime. If I have a friend, one of the girls that was getting her hair done the other day, she had a quick question. I will answer any question that you ever have. But if you're home and you have time and you're not sure about something, log on to your secure site. At the bottom in your back office, there's a secure site. Click on it as if you're sending it to yourself, and click on different flag, click on the different country, see what's offered over there, see the prices. Like, do we sell in South Africa? Does South Africa get heart and hydration? Just click on it and look, it's super easy. And 9 times out of 10, when you do it yourself, you learn, right? If I ask you a question, I don't always remember it. If I go in and do it myself, I'm gonna learn it. So again, I love helping. I'll help you even if you're not any part of my team. You gotta sometimes look it up yourself. So that secure site's very helpful to look.
I love that. I love that, Jessica, because I can't tell you how many questions I answer on a daily basis that are literally right in front of the associate. Mm-hmm. You guys, that is your homework. Go to the front end of your website like you're a customer and walk through the process. I know this seems elementary, but there are people that haven't even done that. And then they're going to act, you have to at least have some basic knowledge to be in business, because if you're offering crappy, you don't know, I get it. We've all started at some point, and it's okay to not know every answer, but I encourage you, it is your responsibility, not your upline, not your downline, not your sideline. You're a business owner. You started this yourself. It is your responsibility to go look for this information, because 9 out of 10 times the information is on the front end of your website or the back end of your website. So I appreciate you touching on that, Jessica. And I agree with you. It's a lot more valuable when people go find it themselves. They're going to remember it. So yes, training is important. And I hear this all the time. I don't have any training. I don't have any upline. Okay. That's a bonus, but it's not a requirement. So I applaud you for just like really diving in there and, sending your team. That's how we should be training our teams. Did you look on the website? Did you try that? That should be the first one. So I appreciate that. And I think that is super awesome. Let's talk about that. When you sign a new associate, someone that wants to work the business, take me through that. I'm brand new. I want to be involved in this business, and you're my upline. What do I do now?
So we have an awesome training page. Any question you could possibly ever have is amazing. Our team is great. We're all here to help each other. However, I'm not just going to put you in that. I have a couple of things that I'm going to send you. I want to make sure that you're on board as well. And, when I send it to you, can you be sure to initial it, Instead, I think that people are so quick to just be super, at least I was for sure. Oh my gosh, I have this person that's decided to start sharing under me, and I was ecstatic, and I was doing all these announcements and welcome to the chat. I'm not so quick to do that anymore. It's almost like I want to see, that they want to really do it before I waste so much time, because I've spent a lot of time, doing that and being so hopeful that it's always kind of been a letdown. So if you're like, hey, I'm ready to share, that's the only time that I tell someone about a control kit with the 5 decision packs in it. Just like if somebody says, I really love your product, but I don't have the money. Hey, do you have 5 friends? Or no, not do you. I don't even say that. I say, what 5 friends do you have that are looking to get more healthy, that are looking to lose some weight in inches? And, and then I just tell them, look, put me in a 3-way chat with them and I'll help them and answer the questions that you don't have. I just really, when somebody is ready to get on board, I let them know that I will be there 24/7 to help you and to help them and to walk them through it and to add them to my training page. But I'm not super quick to start announcing to the world. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I know this.
I agree. And that's something else I've talked about before, how overwhelming, and I see this happen all the time, and it is a lesson learned for sure. Say, I tell you I'm ready, and you tag me in this, and you highlight me in this, and you tag me here, and read this, and sign this. It's absolutely overwhelming. There's no way I would ever be able to do that. And I think we scare a lot of people, not meaning to. And again, you learned this lesson yourself. You figured out, hey, I'm probably overwhelming people, but I see it happen all the time. And quite frankly, it would scare the shit out of me. If I just signed up and you tagged me, and I'm like, wait, I have to be in 47 group pages, and I have to read this and sign and chat. No freaking way. And across the board, I think we're scaring the shit out of people when they first sign up, and it's overwhelming. They don't. So I'm like you, I pick a couple of like basic pages, introduce them. Here they are, not overwhelmed, not tagged 47 times. I think these group pages just absolutely, I'm in 187,000. So I can't imagine being a new person walking in. So that's another great tip she has, you guys. Do not overwhelm these people.
Another thing that I really think does help, and 9 times out of 10, it has worked for me. Even when it comes to somebody just learning about my products, I could be sitting here right now, and if somebody messages me, and I do have a minute, I will message them back. Hey, I'm driving right now. Send me your phone number, and I'll give you a quick call. And then we can talk. And that's exactly, if somebody says, I'm interested in sharing this product, that's the very first thing that I try to do is get them on the phone. It's hard to read between the lines. It's, sometimes you can tell just in their voice, like what they are confused about or have questions about. And that is the same with when they go to order. I really think it's important to try to get them on the phone. That's what I think.
And that's, Jennifer put gold, and that's true because we're network marketers. I want to be very clear here. We are professional network marketers. That is our job title, and there's people that are scared to talk on the phone. Guys, it gets easier every time you do it. I know it's scary in this digital age that we live in, but that's the most personal connection you can make with someone is to get on the phone with them and ensure the best customer service experience that there is. When you have a 10-minute call with them, if you only have 2 minutes, I make that clear. When I'm talking to anyone, I'm like, hey, I have about 20 minutes. Hey, I have about 10 minutes. Go ahead and set that out there, but still offer amazing support. So I applaud that. I think that's huge. I challenge you all, get on the phone with one of your prospects or one of your new customers this week. That is your homework for you guys. I want you checking over the front and back end of the website. And I also want you to actually speak on this thing, not this. Phone. I told my husband, I was like, I don't even know what they call them phones anymore because they do so much more. But I think it's a difference in a return customer and probably not a return customer. Would you agree, Jessica? Because again, you're building that relationship. And what a better way to do it than, hey, here's my phone number. Text me, call me. You guys, she's giving you some amazing nuggets. And again, I want to remind you, she's a top recruiter and there's a reason she is. So it's really great stuff. I appreciate that, Jessica. Any other tips? What are you thinking? What is some tips you would give people that maybe you didn't know in the beginning that you know now? And you're like, okay, let me help you out here.
Some other tips.
I mean, we talked about the one because obviously you used to tag them, announce them, add them to 47,000 million group pages. And you're like, hey, I think I'm scaring people away here. And you figured that out.
I think it's very important too. This is kind of off it a little bit, but nowadays Facebook is so strict and some people are so quick to kind of jump in and, hey, add all your friends. And then they get very discouraged when they're blocked out of Facebook. So I think it's important also to know the Facebook rules a little bit, add maybe 5 or 10 friends to the group at first, and I don't know. I think that that's super important though, because I have had a girl go in and add like 100 friends, and then she was like, I can't get back on. I can't get back in. So I think that just going over some of those rules to people, because a lot of people like myself before this, I had never done anything like this, you know, but once I saw that I loved the product, like most people, that's when they decide that they want to, but they don't have the experience. So going over stuff like that, I think is really important as well.
Okay, perfect. And what would you say, do you post about True Vision on your personal page? How often?
Do not. Well, my number one rule is I don't ever say True Vision, because 9 times out of 10, somebody is going to Google that. And I don't care who you are. You probably have some haters and people that don't want to support you. That's why my biggest thing is, you know, help each other out, you know, fix someone's crown without even pointing out to them that it's broken. So there are a lot of people, guys and girls, that are the opposite. And if I put True Vision on my Facebook page, they're going to Google it. Don't put it in your business page. Don't put in anything. Just, I write True V. I don't try to be the person that posts on my, I know a lot of people say to post on your Facebook page 10 times a day, and that's great. If that works for you, that's awesome. I don't do that. I'll do little things. I'll take a picture of me with my supplements, or I'll take a picture of my child drinking the Heart and Hydration. Thank goodness for my 2 plant-based supplements. I'm going to the zoo today and I can keep up with my kids, you know, not look how much this is, look what this package is, this package, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I just kind of, again, think about what I would want to see on my friend's Facebook page that's selling makeup. I don't want to see their products and necessarily how much it is. I want to see what the eyeshadow looks like on their eyes. Do you know what I mean?
And that works for you. And that's awesome.
And that works for me. Again, that's, you know, just me.
Absolutely. And that's what I encourage. That's what I like about these power hours. Like, guys, there's so many tools and tips on these power hours. If what you're doing isn't working, change it up. That's the only way. There's not one straight road to success. What I did to build my business and what you did may not be the same thing, but what's going to work different for everyone. So I really encourage that. And like Stephanie said, it makes people curious. You know, they want to know what you're doing. You know, again, I'm going to refer back to you in Club 90, like taking a picture, like great Club 90 event, or so excited I won this trip. They don't know what that means, but you want a free trip? Excuse me, I want to know a little bit more about that. And I think it's less, you know, I say this all the time. I hate commercials. I don't watch TV shows. I record them so I can fast forward through the commercials. I have XM radio. If you look like a commercial, or if your Facebook looks like a commercial, I'm out. I don't do commercials. It's the day and age that I live in. I'm too busy for commercials. And if your Facebook looks like a commercial, out, unfollowed, you know, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. And I want to point out something else that you talked about. What does your ideal prospect look like? And you have an idea of what your ideal prospect looks like. And I don't even know if you know it or not, but you're watching like what would sell you. So guess what? Naturally, you're looking for more people like you, you know, and it's great to attract people like yourself. It keeps them around longer. It puts them into your warm market. So sometimes I think we attract, you know, on accident. And I see this a lot in the cold marketing, because you don't know these people, you know, especially ideally we turn them into our warm market, but it's a lot easier to create a culture with like-minded people. Now it's great to have someone that doesn't think like you, don't get me wrong, but they're going to hang around a lot longer and just like build a culture, not just buy the product. So I think you're kind of a great example of that, even if you don't know it, because you are saying, what would I want to see as a consumer? What would I, Jessica, want to see as the consumer? And that's what you're duplicating. So I encourage you all, what do you want to see? Think about some things that are attractive to you and start duplicating them. That's what Jessica is doing, whether she realizes she's doing it or not. She's trying to attract more Jessicas. And I wouldn't mind a Jessica. Hello, this is great. So I just really appreciate that. Does anyone have any questions? Just type them in the chat. We got about 2 or 3 minutes, and we're just gonna kind of drill Jessica here. If you have any questions in the chat specifically, I feel like you've given so many gold nuggets. We didn't do a whole lot of tasks tonight, but with you being a rock star recruiter, I just really wanted to dive in and hear what you had to say. So we totally appreciate these gold nuggets. If anyone has any specific questions, just drop it in the chat to us. It was great, Jessica. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I do have one thing that I just started doing. I don't know if you want me to share.
Yeah. We'll take it.
I got like a thing in the mail a couple months, 1 year anniversary of doing whatever. So what I started doing now that I've been in the business for almost 2 years is I am running a report now on the 1st of every month. So on July 1st, I went in and I ran a report in my back office for everyone that has ordered from me in July of 2018. And I have sent them a nice message. Hey, lady, and I look, the report will say, under the filter level 1 and enrollment date. And I change it, you customize it to July 1st, 2018. And then under the content, I do their name and their last order date and whatever else, you want to fill in there. And I'll just message them, hey, Jen, it's been a year. Happy 1 year anniversary of either trying True or thanks for sticking with me or just some sort of message, It's been a while since I've seen you. Just want to let you know we're in your 1 year anniversary. And now I'm going to start doing it with 6 months as well, just to kind of a reason to reach out to those people that we haven't talked to in a very long time because I needed a reason. So it's your 1 year anniversary,
Right. Anytime there's a reason to reach out and touch. Hey, I'm here. Great reminder. It's funny that you say that because I have a grout cleaning that I have done in my tile grout cleaning. And I swear to you, every 6 months, they'll send a, hey, 6 month reminder to have and it really works. I'm like, oh crap, maybe I do need my grout cleaned and I don't even know I need my grout cleaned. So again, this goes back to customer service. Yeah. Do you do that even if they're inactive? My guess is yes, but.
Definitely. It's very embarrassing to admit, but last year in July, I wasn't awesome at being, organized and everything. So I had quite a few people, even last month in June, that only ordered like week decision packs last June. And I had to think of a nice, sincere way to check in with them. And one of the ladies did order a control kit the other day. And she only ordered a 1 week, June 2018. So to kind of get back to those people that have completely fallen.
You admitted defeat, you recognized the problem, and you corrected it. You didn't quit. You corrected the problem and you kept going. Dang, you're a rock star. You
got nothing to lose, guys. Nothing to lose at all.
Right. So I encourage you all, there's some more homework for you guys because this wasn't a traditional working power hour. Go back to those reports. Those reports are your money maker. Hello, right here. Like you said, happy 1 year anniversary. Here's a sample stick of Heart and Hydration. Oh, that was nice of her to think of me. And like I said, my grout may not even need cleaned, but when they send me that reminder, you bet your sweet butt I'm gonna get my grout cleaned. Like maybe it needs to be cleaned. I don't know. But customer service, I use this story all the time because I think that's why you're a huge rock star is your customer service, you guys. Like that's what this boils down to is she goes the extra mile. She makes the extra connection. She gives an extra touch. I bet you when she heard about the patches being launched, guess what, guys? That's another reason to reach out and touch someone. When and if we have new products launched at Summit, that's another reason to follow up and talk to someone like, hey guys, check this out. So I think that's huge. Jessica, we're going to have you back on Power Hour because you're pretty amazing. So you might as well go ahead and get used to this. So I appreciate it. Like I said, you are a special request guest, and I am so glad we did this because obviously we've met in past. I don't know your story. I don't get the opportunity to know all that, and I appreciate it. Didn't she do awesome, guys? This was her first time. This was pretty freaking amazing. So do you have any last gold nuggets, Jessica, before we wind up?
Just stick with the girls on your team. I think building each other's morale makes all of us want to keep on doing well. I know I love getting with my girls, even if it's just on a Zoom. If you can ever meet with anyone from your team, it's just awesome to all be all have the same common goal.
with your team, that it's not just a work thing. Like, this is my tribe. These are my people. And that's what keeps them around, Jessica. Even if they're struggling, even if,
For sure.
they get by for 2 or 3 months, they want to come back to the culture that you're creating. And I think when it goes into team building, obviously I can assume that you're really good at that as well, because you're making people feel loved and supported, and it's very obvious that you're genuine and you do care about what you're doing here. So I appreciate that, and thank you for being such a great representation of True Vision Health.
Oh, thank you guys for listening to me.
You're awesome. We will have Jessica back. You can bet your sweet butt. So I appreciate it, Jessica. Thank you for your time. Thank you all for an amazing power hour as usual. We will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be Colleen, and she has a guest as well. So you all make sure you join in on that if you can. And y'all have a good night. Good night, guys. Thank you, Jessica.
Bye, guys. Thank you.